What's up, trucking fam? How's your mom and them? It's the trucking guy back at you. Today's video is going to be about, can you run team in hotshot trucking? Yes, you can if you have an approved sleeper. Okay. What is an approved sleeper? Well, the FMCSA guidelines has a regulation. That regulation is that the sleeper has to be this long, it has to be this wide, it has to have a safety net that can pull down to be able to keep somebody from flying out whenever the other person that's driving hits the brakes too hard or gets in an accident. It has to have a fireproof mattress. It has to have a bolted to the floor metal frame. And it cannot be just kind of willingly thrown back in there, okay? And that way you can log sleeper berth, you can actually run team legally, but you have to meet those requirements. And guys, the people that I know that have done it in hotshot trucking, they actually bought the sleeper that you take the back seat out, it goes inside, you cut the door panels out, you permanently lock up your back windows. There's inserts that go in, and they have a certification form that says that this thing is DOT compliant and it is a DOT approved sleeper. That way when a DOT officer measures the distance, checks everything out, that it's all there. It also has to have a seatbelt restraint system for the person that's going to be sleeping in the back in the sleeper in order to run team driving, okay? It can be done. Very few people do it just because of the tight quarters and changing and sleeping in the same bed, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. But it can be done. I've seen people do it. So if that's something that you're interested in, it can definitely be done. You definitely want to check into it, look more in depth into it, find some of these sleepers. There's plenty of videos on YouTube. But you can also, the alternative is getting a sleeper that actually goes in the back of the truck. There's several different guys out there that are on YouTube that have actually done the sleeper conversion kit, where they cut the back of the truck out. You have to have a cab and chassis truck to do this. Pickup trucks won't work. And they put an actual DOT approved sleeper with AC unit like an RV or APU on it, a small generator, you know, you can put fridge, microwave. They go crazy, guys, but basically you can put a DOT approved sleeper on the back of the truck. They go on single cabs, they go on the dualies, they go on the four doors, they go on you know, different size trucks. Most people put them on 45s and 55 series so that they have a little bit more towing capacity. But you can run teams in a hotshot truck if you're set up legally to do it, so that DOT won't mess with you. And you better have all your ducks in a row, because when they see that logbook, they're going to check the sleeper to make sure it's DOT approved, especially if you pull into the weigh stations in a hotshot truck. So if that's what you had a question about as far as can you run team in a hotshot truck, both people have to have Class A CDLs. Both people have to have you know, everything that you need to do it, okay? Now, yes, you can. If, say, you had your Class A CDL and a friend of yours was getting a CDL and he had his permit, he could drive with you, but I believe there's some stipulations that they can only drive certain parts of the day. It varies by state, I think. But check that out. Dive more into that. I know that if a Class A CDL holder is in there and someone with a permit wants to learn, travel, drive, and actually, you know, get some experience before they go take the pre-trip and do their test, they can do it that way. I don't recommend that. Just get your pre-trip, get you everything done, and that way you can just have your Class A, move on and run. But with the team driving, you can benefit from it some. There's not a ton of freight and a ton of loads on the load boards that are going to require it. Can you up the revenue to the truck weekly? Yes, because you can put in more miles. You could take the bigger loads, say from the East Coast all the way to the West Coast, you know, 3,000 mile run. You could cut the time nearly in half, which in turn you can turn around and come back the other way. So you can make good money doing that. It is hard on the truck because the truck's never turning off, it's never running, or it's always running, it's never turning off, it's constantly going. I actually run team in the beginning. When I first started out, I had a good friend of mine that went on the road with me, and we did really good at it. We made a lot of money, we had a lot of fun. And it's good to kind of have that buddy, you know, system. If you're down or sick or have something you need help with, or if you're tarping or whatever, it's super quick to have that person to help you get it done. You're more efficient, but it's all on you. And if you want to do that, some people like to do their own thing, run their own ship. Others like, you know, to have somebody around and somebody to hang out and talk with, and, you know, help you when things get tough or whatever. So, but there is definitely room for money there. It is possible in a hotshot truck. I would recommend just going with a semi and doing it. But if you want to do it and you have a hotshot truck, you have to have a DOT approved sleeper. There's many different ways to get one. There is a reasonable one that's around, I think the kit's around $1,500. It comes with the mattress, the frame, the net, the certification that it's DOT approved, and the whole 9 yards. So that is the one that you would need. That's, I think, like the cheapest to get in there. But if you can meet all those requirements and you have a certification that says DOT approved, by all means, get the team driving, guys. That's the Trucking Guy. Please follow, like, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you can see the next video. Tuning in, Trucking Guy signing out. Catch you on the next one.